Alright, you magnificent gits, gather up fire. Scotty McG here, your resident grumpy Yorkshireman with a Ph.D. in gaming strategy. Today I'm here to talk about something that's just about got on my last nerve. Now I know what you're thinking, Scotty, is it another monetisation scheme gone wrong? Aye, it probably is, but hold your horses. Today we're going to talk about something a bit more fundamental. Respect, or rather lack thereof. Have you ever heard tale of entitled gamer? Creature so rare, yet so vexing, it puts Loch Ness Monster to shame. Or buckle up, buttercup, because today we're diving headfirst into their natural habitat. Comment section of a developer post. Check this out. Here we have a bunch of players moaning about extra pint like a pack of pigeons who found half-eaten pasty. And what's poor Mark Rubin do? Tries to explain that they're aware of problem, that they're working on fix. Even that they had to pull an all-nighter on a frickin' holiday to get it done. What do these entitled gits do? Whine some more. Maybe you should have tested the patch before releasing it. As if these developers are a bunch of brainless cowboys who just throw spaghetti code at wall and pray it sticks. Let me tell you something, folks. Game development is hard. It's a thankless job. A Sisyphean struggle to create something fun and enjoyable for people who apparently can't appreciate the effort that goes into it. So we're going to dissect this conversation bit by bit and expose entitlement for what it is. Bunch of spoiled nonsense. Going to talk about what it takes to develop a game, challenges developers face, and why a bit of respect goes a long way. And maybe, just maybe, by the end of this rant, you'll have a newfound appreciation for folks who slog away behind the scenes to bring you your gaming fix. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Alright, enough at damn intro, let's get started. First thing I want to tackle is this idea that developers don't test their games. Are you kidding me? Have you ever seen bug reports on Game Forum? Those things are longer than Tolstoy's War and Peace. Fact is, testing is a never-ending process. No matter how much testing you do, there'll always be bugs that slip through cracks. So next time you want to complain about a bug, try a bit of empathy. Think about poor QA testers who have to play the same damn level over and over again, just to find that one pixel that's out of place. Now let's dissect this idea of developer holiday, shall we? Because in land of entitled gamers, apparently, developers are these mythical creatures who subsist on pizza and code, never needing a break, never having a life outside game. Let me burst your bubble, sunshine. Developers are people. They have families, they have hobbies. Believe it or not, they even enjoy a day off now and then, especially on a holiday like 4th of July. Here's the thing, when a developer pulls an all-nighter on a holiday to fix a bug, that's not dedication, that's desperation. It means they were likely crunching deadlines before holiday even started, sacrificing the personal time to meet some unrealistic release schedule. And for what? Because some spotty teenager can whine about a pixel imperfection in a forum. Look, I get it. Game development is a business. There are deadlines to meet, investors to appease. But at what cost? Burning out your developers is a recipe for disaster. Leads to sloppy code, missed deadlines, and ultimately, a worse game for everyone. So next time you see a developer mention they had to work on a holiday, don't mock them, thank them. Thank them for the passion, the dedication, and for giving up the personal time to try and make the game you love even better. I'm sure some of you are chomping at bit to argue that deadlines are necessary for a project to succeed, and to that I say, poppycock. There's a difference between a healthy deadline and a back-breaking crunch. Developers need time to do their jobs properly, need time to test, to iterate, to be creative. Crunching stifles the creativity and it leads to a bland generic product. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Now entitlement comes in many flavours. There's the I deserve everything and more gamer, the fix the bugs yesterday gamer, and the ever popular this game sucks I want a refund gamer. They all share one common trait. A complete lack of understanding about what goes into making a game. Let me paint a picture for you folks. Game development is a complex beast. It's a tangled mess of coding, art design, sound engineering, storytelling and a whole lot of project management. It takes a team of talented individuals working together in perfect harmony to create a smooth and enjoyable experience. Now imagine this. You spent months, maybe even years, pouring your heart and soul into a game. You've sacrificed your weekends, missed birthdays, all to bring your vision to life. And then when the game finally comes out, all you hear are a bunch of whiny complaints from people who wouldn't know good game design if it bit them in the backside. That's what it feels like to be a developer on receiving end of entitled gamer rants. It's demoralising, it's discouraging, and frankly, it's downright disrespectful. So here's a little lesson in Entitlement 101. Just because you paid $60 for a game don't mean you own the developers. They're not your personal servants, obligated to cater to every whim. They're artists, they're engineers, they're human beings who deserve to be treated with respect. Now before you start typing out a comment about how criticism is important, let me clarify. There's a difference between constructive criticism and entitled whining. Constructive criticism is specific, it's actionable, and it's offered in a respectful manner. Whining is just a bunch of negativity spewed into internet void. The next time you feel urged to unleash a torrent of abuse on a developer, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this really helpful? Could I be phrasing this in a way that's more constructive? Remember, a little bit of respect goes a long way. It can make a difference between a developer feeling appreciated and a developer quitting industry altogether. But ranting ain't enough. We need solutions, and we need them now. So let's start with developers. First and foremost, prioritize your well-being. Crunch culture is a killer, and it's not sustainable in the long run. Fight for realistic deadlines, push back on unreasonable demands, and take your damn vacation days. A healthy developer makes a better game. Period. Secondly, communication is key. Keep player base informed about development process. Be transparent about bugs, explain upcoming features. And most importantly, listen to feedback. But remember, there's a difference between feedback and a flame war. Focus on constructive stuff. Stuff that can actually help you improve game. Now, for gamers out there, it's time to swallow a slice of humble pie. Developer bashing is a bad look. If you see a dev working hard, fixing bugs, adding new content, give them praise. A little appreciation goes a long way. And if you do have a criticism, craft it carefully. Be specific, be respectful, and offer suggestions for improvement. Remember, goal is to make game better, not take developers down. Finally, support games you love. If you see a dev putting out quality product, buy it, play it, tell your friends about it. Let good devs know their hard work is appreciated. So there's a few solutions to bridge gap between entitled gamers and overworked developers. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but with a little effort from both sides, we can create a positive and productive gaming environment for everyone. Imagine this. A world where developers feel valued. They release a game, there are a few bugs, sure, but players offer constructive criticism and suggestions for improvement. Developers listen, patch bugs, they take suggestions on board and implement some of the best ones in future updates. Players in turn feel heard, see devs are actively working to improve game, and they appreciate effort. This positive cycle breeds loyalty and trust. Players become advocates for the game, recommending it to their friends and defending it from online trolls. Developers seeing this outpouring of support are energized. They work even harder to create new content and features, knowing their efforts are appreciated. This virtuous cycle keeps game alive and thriving, with both developers and players reaping rewards. Now, this utopian vision might seem a bit far-fetched, but it's achievable. All it takes is a little effort from both sides. Developers prioritize your well-being and communicate clearly. Gamers ditch entitlement and offer constructive criticism. By working together, we can create a gaming environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Players with developers can create their art without fear of abuse, and gamers can enjoy fruits of their labour. Isn't that a world worth fighting for? Remember, developers are people too, deserving of respect, not abuse. Let's all work together to create a more positive and productive gaming environment. Before I bugger off, a couple of things. First, smash that like button if you enjoyed this rant and hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. Second, leave a comment below. Did you ever encounter an entitled gamer? Did you ever witness a developer going above and beyond? Share your stories. Might just feature them on channel. Right, that's all from me for now. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.